Brought this man back into my car today. Thankfully, nothing happened. I mean, nothing serious was wrong. So we were at the gas station, right? I had pulled into one of the parking spots. He pulled into one of the pumps, right? So I watched him pull up next to the pump, and then I backed out of the parking spot. So then as I'm backing out, now why I didn't just go and drive, I don't know, right? But I'm backing out and I'm almost where I want to be, to the point where I can go forward. But as I'm looking in my rearview mirror, because I'm looking, okay, to see, I see his reverse lights. And so I'm like, okay, he's just backing up a little bit. But then he keeps coming. So I start honking my horn. But the thing is because I'm behind him, I guess he assumed it ain't for him, right? And so I'm like, he gonna stop, because clearly he's looking behind him, surely. And so at this point, because I'm convinced he's gonna stop, so I'm like, okay, surely he's gonna stop. He ain't stopping, so I honk, several times in a row. Boop, 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 boop. And then boom. And then I'm like, sir, first off, where the f are you fucking going? Okay? Because I didn't pull like up next to the pump or whatever. The situation went a little fast because we wasn't that far away from each other. It wasn't necessarily enough time to get the gears going and try and speed off, because I, for one, spent a good amount of my small time that I had thinking he was gonna stop. He gets out of his car and I get out of mine and walk around, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, or whatever. I looked at it and it wasn't really no damage or nothing. He's like, yeah, it doesn't look like it's any damage. It looks like we just bumped into each other. So I didn't bump into you. You bumped into me, because I saw you and you apparently just go in reverse without looking. We did not bump into each other. I saw you clear as day because I was looking behind me, because I was going that way. You look in the direction that you're going, but apparently you don't have your rearview mirror set up, or you don't have your eyes looking the way you're going. Because how the did you see me behind you? And then didn't you hear the honking, sir? Especially if somebody honk all like that and it's close to you. Like sometimes you hear honking in the distance and it's on the street and you in a parking lot. But if you hear boop, 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 you be like, uh-oh, what's going on? No, here the he is. He rolling. And I'm like, what are you doing? Thankfully, it was a parking lot and he was just going backwards so he could pull his car next to the pump or whatever, so he wasn't doing 50. But I'm like, to see yourself get hit when it could have clearly been prevented is a weird thing. Like, a lot of times you have accidents and they just seem to come out of nowhere. But I'm looking dead at, and I'm like, surely he's gonna stop. Surely. Okay, he done got really close. Boom. What?